Caitlin Miller has long dreamed of spinning words into stories. She draws her storylines and characters from things most familiar to her, her relationship with God, her family and friends, and life lessons she's learned along the way. She is a part-time college student, part-time English teacher in Japan, and part-time author. Aesthetic, historical fiction, and green tea are just a few of her favorite things. Caitlin, good morning. Thanks so much for collaborating with me.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and doing this interview and the giveaways.
Going to be so much fun. So tell us what genre you write and how you got into writing.
Yeah, so I mainly write historical fiction. I first got into writing, I'd say, when I was around 13. I'd been gifted a book set, and I just fell in love with fiction and especially like historical fiction. So I just kept reading more and more and more. And over the years, I was like, I think I want to try my hand at this. And then I just felt over time like God put that on my heart as like my calling in life, at least for this season. And so I kind of just took a leap of faith and I didn't know what I was doing, but I just decided to go for it. And I'm so glad I did. So,
That's awesome. I understand that when your passion becomes a calling and feeling like you have no idea what you're doing, but
yeah,
God is so faithful.
yeah, I'm very thankful for that.
Yes. So we're going to talk a little bit today about your book, Our Yellow Tape Letters. Could you hold that up for us?
Yes, I've got it right here.
So beautiful. Can you tell us what inspired that story and maybe a little bit about what it's about?
Yeah, so what inspired the story is I love reading World War II stories, and I read a lot about soldiers on like the war front, but I don't read a lot about stories that feature the people who are staying at home and they have siblings, or husbands or fathers in the war. Like obviously that takes a toll on them and they have their own journey throughout the war, even though they're not, fighting on the front lines. And so I kind of wanted to bring like maybe more of a unique approach to that and tell it through epistolary writing, which is just like journal entries, letters. So there's not like a lot of narrative or dialogue in the story, which was interesting to write. It was a unique challenge, but I really loved it. And yeah, so I just wanted to tell a story about like what is it like to have someone that you love like fighting on the front lines and not knowing if you'll ever get to see them again. Like it just really puts, I think, life into perspective, knowing that like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. And that's how it is for every single one of us. But I think in a situation like that, you really feel that weight so much more. So I wanted to write about that and yeah, just kind of delve into like grief and like trusting God through like really difficult circumstances and entrusting those you love to him and not knowing, if they'll come home or if they'll pass away. So yeah, it really grew me as a writer and also just as a person writing the story. So yeah, I'm really thankful God gave me the ideas for it. So
It sounds very powerful. I'm looking forward to reading it myself. I love World War II stories, and you're right. We don't get a lot of stories about what it's like on the home front. So I'm really intrigued, and I can't wait to read it.
oh, thank you.
So, can you tell us what you're working on next?
Yes, so it's a little bit of like under the wraps project, but it is another historical fiction novel, but it's got more of an emphasis for like the Southern Gothic genre, which is very different from what I've ever written before. So it's been a really fun challenge, but I've really fallen in love with Southern Gothic. I mean, I've read Caroline George's Curses and Other Buried Things or books like that, that like kind of made me like, all right, I'm intrigued by this. Like, I might want to try my hand at it. And I think it's working so far. So that is what I'm working on right now.
That's exciting. Wow. I don't think I've ever read Southern Gothic, so that will be fun to see what God gives you for that genre.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited about it. So
All right, are you ready to enter the lightning round of questions?
I am.
I always joke that we're authors, and so we have lots of words, and so it's never lightning fast, and that's totally fine.
Okay. I'm like, some of these questions, I feel like I'm gonna like talk way longer than I should, but
You
like
go right ahead. All right, what is your favorite genre to read?
historical. And I also am recently really into Gothic books, like Jamie Jo writes books are Gothic. So I love her books. So those
All
two genres.
right, What is your favorite? Who is your favorite author or authors?
Okay, it's impossible for me to have one favorite, but I will say that some top favorites would be Jamie Jo Wright, Amy Lynn Green, and Amanda Dykes.
Very good. All three great authors. What's your favorite way to spend a quiet evening?
I love doing puzzles. I'm a huge puzzle person, so puzzles or reading books are like very just relaxing ways for me to spend an evening. So I do that quite often.
Sounds good to me. Are you a plotter or a pantser?
It depends on the project. I'm kind of both, depending if I'm waiting for like inspiration to hit or if I just decide to go for it. So I feel like I'm a combination of both.
I think most of us are.
Yes, yeah.
If you could spend a day as a character in any book, who would it be?
This was so hard for me because I love so many books and characters in them, but I think actually one of the first characters that came to mind is actually from Ariella Tip Letters. I would definitely want to spend a day as my character Sage Green. Um, I just really loved her character, and I think I kind of based her off of me a little bit, so I feel like I relate to her a lot. So
Oh, that's very cool. What was your favorite toy as a child?
I loved all Disney princess dolls and stuff. I was also really into the American Girl dolls as well. Those were like my go-to toys.
Especially because you have that historical aspect. So maybe that's what kind of brought you into loving that genre so much.
Yeah, could be, yeah.
What is one goal that you haven't reached yet?
Traditional publishing. I'm working on reaching that goal, but I haven't gotten there yet, so I'm working towards it.
Awesome. Same. Do you prefer coffee or tea?
I love both, but I drink coffee more, but I do love tea.
All right. Do you like to do anything else that's crafty or creative?
I love to read poetry, so I do that a lot. More so recently, actually. So yeah, that's something creative I enjoy doing.
What is the last book that you read?
I think it was called The Snow Child. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it, but a friend recommended it and I read it and I enjoyed it, so I was
Good
glad
to
about that.
know. Do you prefer cooking at home or eating out?
Um, well, I don't like cooking, but I can't really eat out because I have a ton of like food allergies and stuff, so I eat at home. But my sister makes me some amazing meals, so I would say cooking or rather just eating at home would be my answer.
And what was the first concert you ever attended?
It's shocking, but I have actually never been to a concert. Really
Really?
surprising, I know, but I really want to go to a concert. I'd say like two concerts I want to go to would be like a Phil Wickham concert or a Noah Kahan concert.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
yet to be to any concerts yet, so
All right. Well, you have a plethora of choices ahead of you waiting.
right, yeah.
What is your dream destination to sit and write?
I would probably say like a coffee shop, maybe somewhere in Paris,
Mm,
or going to Europe. I was in Budapest last year and I got to go to like a coffee shop and work on my book there, and it was just so dreamy. So I wouldn't mind going back there again and doing that as well.
that does sound dreamy.
Yeah.
And last question, tell us about a book that you're excited to read, one that's on your to be read list, maybe.
Yeah, what's actually releasing later this month is called The Roads We Follow by Nicole Deese. I love her books and her writing and the series, so I'm really excited for to get it in the mail and hopefully within the next few weeks. So
Very exciting. All right. Well, can you tell our viewers where they can learn more about you?
yeah, so I have a website. The it's just my name, which so if you that's easy to remember. It's CaitlinFaithMiller.com. And I'm mostly active on Instagram. And my Instagram handle is author Caitlin Miller. So if you contact me that way, I will see it pretty quickly. So
All right, great. So now is the fun part. If you will hold up your book cover or your
Mhm.
book again, and I'll show you. And the jewelry turned out a little bit brighter. I wanted to sort of mute the colors more like your cover. but I still love the way they turned out. So this is the
So
earring,
pretty.
you
I
know, the earring pendant.
So
So
pretty, yeah, and I still think it really complements the cover even though, like, the colors are a bit different, like, it still really complements it, so I love it.
thank you so much. So for our viewers and our readers to win, we're going to post a graphic announcing the giveaway. And then all they have to do is follow you on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and comment done in one of our posts. And then on Wednesday night, we will draw a winner and announce the winner in a video. We've had some scammers in the past pretending
Oh,
to be the authors and reaching out and
yeah,
I know. Anytime you do something good, someone tries to mess it up. So
yep,
now I'm only announcing the winners in a video. So that
okay,
makes it easy. You'll know it's me because you'll see my face.
right,
Announce the winner.
yeah,
So be looking for that on Wednesday night. So
yeah,
Caitlin, it was so great to meet you. Thanks for talking with us this morning.
yeah, you too, I'm so happy we got to do this interview, and yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, everyone, go out and get Caitlin's books and look forward to more from her. Thanks, Caitlin.